It is a painful thing to feel lonely without love or companionship. It is a painful thing to feel listless without a path to follow or a reason to live. Lonely, listless, two very painful realities. But there is a cure, and it is twofold. Being with Jesus and being sent by Jesus to help him with his mission. Being with Jesus and being sent by Jesus to help him with his mission is the cure to feeling lonely and listless. It means to be a lay apostle, or whatever you want to call it. Missionary disciple, spirit-filled evangelizer, saint. It's all the same. Being with Jesus, being sent by Jesus to help him with his mission. Two essential and complementary movements feeding on each other, drawing strength from the Lord and reaching out to serve others in their need. Supportive relationships and positive contributions. Loving God with all our heart, with all our soul, and with all our mind, then loving our neighbor as ourself. Spiritual warfare and inner healing, exertion and recuperation, learning how to imitate Jesus, and living with the joy that comes from the Holy Spirit. This is why I have invited us as a parish to study the document called the Decree on the Apostolate of the Laity, because so much is at stake, and this is what is needed. As it mentions in the document, which, if you haven't found it yet, the bulletin instructs you where to get it online. If you don't have time to read the whole thing, I've included some quotes in the bulletin insert. These are different than the ones last week. Essentially, the message is this: lay apostles direct their activity towards the evangelization and sanctification of people. Evangelization, helping people give their lives to Jesus Christ. Sanctification, helping people grow in holiness because of Jesus Christ. Those who have been evangelized long for holiness, and those who are growing in holiness are compelled to evangelize, drawing strength, reaching out, imitating Jesus, living with the Holy Spirit. The two essential complementary movements, being with Jesus, being sent by Jesus to help him with his mission. Here's the other quote I'll mention. Strengthened by active participation in the liturgical life of their community, lay apostles bring to the church people who are far removed from it. What we do here prepares us for what we're called to do out there. Jesus gives us strength. We go get the Father's prodigal sons and daughters and help them come back home. A Catholic parish will only be fully alive and fruitful when it is producing lay apostles. That's what should be happening. That's the design, or at least how the design is meant to work. And that's how you can tell the health of a parish. Are we producing lay apostles who are growing in holiness and evangelizing everyone around them? But it could be helpful to remember what is meant by a parish. Typically, we refer to this campus where we go to church, and we would say, let's meet at the parish. But as far as the church is concerned, the parish is actually the geographical territory that the bishop has assigned to a priest to serve as pastor of that portion of the flock. So our parish goes north to Olathe, west to the Plateau, south to Kelowna, and east to Cimarron. That's our parish. That's our territory. And yes, I am the pastor, but we are co-responsible. We are co-responsible for all the souls in our territory. Evangelization and sanctification for all the souls in our territory. And there's over 40,000 of them, which is why I'm so adamant to invite you to become lay apostles, because I need lots of help. Over 40,000 souls we are responsible for. And what we're responsible for is giving them the opportunity to know and love Jesus Christ and have a new life in him. Not everyone will accept the offer, but we need to make it. We need to give them the chance to have a new life in Jesus Christ. So in our territory, there are actually two physical structures we call a church. There's this one, St. Mary's. This is the main hub of operations, but we also have a mission church in Olathe to extend our reach and help the faith to grow and spread in that part of our territory. One territory, two churches, one mission. All of us are co-responsible. It's the same as we're hearing in this letter to the Thessalonians. Remember who's helping Paul. Do you remember their names? Silvanus and Timothy. Are they ordained? No. Paul is ordained. Silvanus and Timothy are not ordained. They are co-responsible. They are on the same team. It's Team Jesus, and this team is trying to win games, and that means souls, helping souls come to Jesus Christ. And he says today, you are to be a model throughout Macedonia and Achaia. What we should hear is modern-day country of Greece. That's where they're at. Thessalonica was a bustling commercial city, so that became the hub of their operations. But now that they're building up believers, and these believers are growing in holiness, they need to go out and evangelize these two provinces in the Roman Empire. Go throughout Macedonia and Achaia so that more people can come to faith in Jesus Christ. And it works, because in those provinces are the city of Corinth. You should recognize that. There's 2 letters to the Corinthians. And the city of Philippi. There's a letter to the Philippians. What does that mean? Their evangelization was successful. People accepted the gospel, converted to Christ, and formed a community of believers that started to grow in holiness. This is how it's always been meant to spread. Draw strength, reach out, spread the gospel, conversions to Christ. And wherever you are, there's more to be done. This is the model that we are given, and we're going to follow this model in the territory that we are co-responsible for. Our little mission church in Olathe is very beautiful, but they're often struggling, and they do need our help. They have been saving up for a new parish hall over 20 years, and they can't ever quite get there. So I'm asking us to help them. And we've had a benefactor step up and do a major portion of the heavy lifting, but we need a little bit more to get us to the finish line, and it will be worth it, because that parish hall, they'll do everything with that parish hall. They will catechize their young people. They will form their leaders. They will have special celebrations to grow in the faith. That will be the hub of us making lay apostles who can take care of everybody in that area. So we're having an open house today in Olathe. Come to Olathe. Come meet your brothers and sisters at our mission church. There's going to be homemade Mexican food that you can enjoy. But the main point is for us to see this other part of our parish, for us to meet our brothers and sisters, see their beautiful little church, but also see their pretty rough old rundown hall and why they need a new one. Come and see. Come and see. Come and feel like a missionary. Come and be on mission. Come and join us today at the open house in Olathe. Their mass is at 1 o'clock, finishes at about 2, and then we're going to have the open house after that. For yourselves, practically speaking, it might help to have this same perspective. What is your hub of operations where you draw strength, and what is your mission field where you can make a difference? So this is part of the hub where we come to be nourished spiritually, but hopefully you have a home life that also nourishes you spiritually. Your parish life and your home life to keep you strong. But then everyone is also supposed to have a mission field. Now, maybe at your house, it's kind of a mission field, depending on who lives there with you. So that could be part of your mission field, your workplace, your school, your neighborhood, your friends, where you go to the gym, your favorite coffee shop. Those are our mission fields. Those are the people who need to know and love Jesus Christ. And we're the ones God is sending to help them. That's our mission, to help them. We draw strength and we reach out. We love God and we love our neighbor. We're investing in our relationship with God to receive his love. We're investing in our relationship with others to share that love of God with them. Living encounters with Jesus in the Eucharist here, so that we can love people into the kingdom out there, not just with words, but by the power of the Holy Spirit. It's what St. Paul said last week. Not just with words, but by the power of the Holy Spirit. What a mighty mission. And it is ours. No longer lonely or listless, but lay apostles who are fully alive in Jesus Christ.